Hi everyone, this is Lucette. I'm bringing you the healer's point of view of our first kill of Malkorok on Flex Mode. I'm going to move through this pretty quick because there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about and not a whole lot of time to do it in. So, first thing we need to know is about Ancient Miasma. It's going to fill the room as soon as we kill the boss, and it's going to do 30k ticking damage to the raid every 2 seconds. It also applies an Ancient Barrier debuff to everyone in the raid. What this does is basically allow us to charge up a barrier on every single raid member equal to their maximum health. This is great because it essentially gives you a buff that doubles your health. Unfortunately, if said barrier falls off and you take damage directly, it cannot be healed because all of our healing is being channeled into these barriers. So we need to really make sure that we're keeping an eye on shield strength. You can see it on my UI. I made it really plainly clear because I need it to be that way. If you see a pleasing blue bar, that's going to be a strong ancient barrier, so that's equal to or very close to your maximum health. If you see an orangey yellow one, that's a medium strength one, pretty straightforward. And if you see a red one, it's going to be a weak ancient barrier. That means it's about to fall off, and that person's going to need some heals pretty quickly. Now, if you see my bars go back to a standard coloring, that means that there is no ancient barrier, and that person is in a heap of trouble if you don't heal them right away. Again, any health they lose cannot be healed up, and it will not be able to be healed up until the second phase. So it was really important that we keep that barrier up. There's a couple of damaging abilities that I'm not really going to get too much into. Just remember where Arcing Smash happens and stay out of those areas. Make sure we're soaking the imploding energies. We were relying mostly on the DPS to do it. But if you're next to one, you don't see anyone going for it, hop in there. It's way better to just have to heal yourself than have to heal the entire raid. If one goes off, it does raid damage that will clear everybody's shields. If two goes off, it'll probably wipe the raid. The next thing that happens is a Breath of Yasarj. You really want to make sure you remember where those arcing smashes were happening, and Honesty was calling it out throughout the fight, making it a lot easier for everyone else. You'll see me actually get caught in one towards the end of the fight. That is a perfect example of what not to do because it will insta-kill you. I did see a certain monk get caught into it and actually live, but he was using some sort of damage reduction cooldown. So then we go into the second phase. This is Blood Rage. Miasma goes away. That's lovely. We still have whatever's left on our shields until they go away from the damage, and then at that point we can heal everyone back up. The only problem with that is we're now taking huge amounts of damage because we're all stacked on the tanks, helping absorb a very high amount of cleave damage that's going on. During that phase, we need to make sure we're doing some large absorption-based cooldowns, which I believe Shalena was taking care of for us, which is lovely. We're also dealing with displaced energy debuffs. If you get that, you need to run out of the range of the raid so that you can drop it off. Drop it off by having it dispelled, dispelling it yourself, or waiting for it to fall off. You really want to get back into the raid as soon as you've done that, and it's pretty obvious. There's a great big purple explosion that comes off of you. Run back into the raid because you're going to need to go back and help absorb damage again. After that, we head back into phase 1, except it's doing 25% more damage. Yay! As we go into phase 1, we need to make sure we blow a couple more cooldowns so that we can get everyone back up to full health before we enter the phase. We also want those cooldowns to affect shields as we enter phase 1 again, because they're now at 0 again. You need to charge them all back up. Once that's done, it's just kind of a rinse and repeat. We never really had to go into another set of phases after we did this set, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 1 again. So And from what I've read, you don't want to have to go further than that because it just gets really messy. And that's pretty much everything I've got for you guys. Thanks!